So is this going on YouTube?
I hope so.
So I better behave, huh?
Well, no one can see you.
Oh, good. But they might be able to hear me, huh?
They might do a voice recognition on you and figure out who you are.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Shows the less. Okay, stand up again.
I'll be doing Warrior 2. So I'll be like,
And then go down to the pad, do an asana on the pad.
I'll be doing seated.
That's okay. So this is what we did last time. This worked out. Okay. That's that.
Oh, you have a mountain and a lake in your background of your thing.
Oh yeah, it's someplace where John has been.
Oh, wow.
I would like to go there someday. It's in our mountains.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. I should ask her where it is. She can probably look at the photo and know exactly where it is.
Sure.
Okay, let me let people in.
We'll have to do another road trip.
I think so. I'm gonna see who's in the waiting room.
Nobody.
No one?
No one.
Well, it's-
See, they show up right here if they're coming in. Well, it's still early. It's 9:53.
Well, I would like to welcome them in, but they can see. Is the video on? Can they see me?
I can turn your video on.
Maybe you can tell me who comes so I can read them.
Okay.
Maybe it's just you and me, Mary Ellen.
Wow, private yoga lessons.
What have you been up to?
Honestly, not a whole lot. I've been calling my dad.
Oh, how is he?
He's just having a hard time, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So let me see.
What did he think of his California trip?
He liked it. He had a really good time there.
Oh, that's good.
It's so bizarre that my sisters and I don't communicate. So
Well, it's not for lack of you trying. I'm sure you try. Or have you given up?
Yeah. Yeah, I just yeah, I don't know. What do we have in common except that we're from the same parents, you know?
I think that's true of most people.
Okay.
Leslie's here.
Oh,
Hi,
hi, Leslie.
I'm almost here.
Oh my goodness. Looks like a beautiful day. Hope you're not working too hard today, Leslie.
Oh, if it's not work, it's mama. One of the two.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
I wrote out some Christmas cards last night. That was good because otherwise I like, oh crap, I haven't done that yet. And then it's, too late.
Yeah, we sometimes do it too late.
Yeah. My dad it took 10 days for my dad to receive his Thanksgiving card. So it got there like a week late. He just got it the other day.
Wow. Do you think that's because of the elections?
They got rid of a distribution center in Tucson, so all their mail like goes to Tucson, goes to Phoenix, and then goes back to Tucson.
Oh, that's convoluted.
It's very convoluted. That was their idea of how to save money.
Uh-huh.
And
They may have to work on that a little bit.
well, and I mean, it should take like 3 days, It's just
Normally, yeah.
yeah, Arizona. It's not going to New York,
Right.
So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's when last night I was like, all right. After he told me that, I was like, I need to start at least writing the addresses on
Right.
art, and writing them out. So
Takes a little time to get all those together.
Thomas.
Oh, Thomas is coming. Good morning, Tom.
Hi, can you see me?
no,
Okay.
you.
I'll turn on the light.
Yeah, sometimes I talk to this person in India, and when I talk to him, sometimes it's night there, so all I see is this big dark room.
Oh,
No
well,
lights. Oh my
Hi,
goodness.
Mary Ellen.
hi, Tom.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Hi, MJ.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Ed.
Hello.
Why the long face?
I'm working on the conference.
Oh, okay.
Deadlines, timelines,
Oh, boy.
red flags going up.
Uh-oh. Well, hopefully they go to green. Green flags.
Yeah, I think at least I hope to be done with my part in the next day or so. But his duties will continue for another week.
Oh,
Is that for your retreat next week? And
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they have 400 people registered so far.
come on.
well, it's different that you have to do it from home instead of traveling there, but I suppose in some ways it's nice to travel there wherever it is too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah,
They took that away from me.
yeah.
Supposed to be in Bali in October last 2 months ago.
Oh,
That would have been nice.
yeah. There's a lot of Americans there. I know 2 people that have moved there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This one guy, he started a business and he designs bamboo homes,
Oh my gosh.
buildings that are sometimes built up in the trees.
Yes, yes. I
And,
saw some of that when I was in Thailand.
yeah, so he has a business that makes kits and sends them
Wow.
all over the world.
Mm-mm.
Which reminds me, I should get his catalog and have a look at him. I never did that. And then I know a woman who moved there too. She says she loves it. For $500 a month, she has, with a roommate, she has a house with food and a maid and a cook, and
Wow,
must be nice.
wow. And so is she learning the language, or does she have a tribe of English-speaking people that she hangs out with?
I think that's the case.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
suppose, yeah, she could be learning the language, but I doubt it. I don't know. But I'm not in contact with her. I just see her every so often when she returns
Wow.
to visit her son and so forth.
Mhm, mhm.
Anyway, Bali is nice, I hear, this time of year.
Oh. Yes.
Hi, Leslie.
Hello, Tom. I'm still trying to, my tree's in the way here.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, really. My tree wants to be part of the yoga class today.
We're going to do a tree today, so tell them to wait patiently.
Yeah.
Looks like you have an alien or two in your background.
Yeah, I put a virtual background up.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did too.
yeah.
Hi,
Good.
Lorraine. Hi, Don.
Hi, Lorraine.
MJ, Tom.
Hi, Don.
Hello, Dr. Don. Where are you?
He's on an
Where am
iPad.
I can't see you. There
See
you
my
are.
Can you
tree?
see me now?
Can you see my tree?
Yes. Beautiful.
Wow.
Nice. Nice fireplace. Beautiful.
I'm sure she cleaned that room just for us today.
No, it always needs, there's a bunch of papers on the floor that I need to clean up.
I'll see, we wouldn't have noticed them.
Oh, no. There's tons of paper.
Well, we all have papers, Lorraine.
Yeah, but I threw all mine on the floor because I wanted to clean it up, but that was a month ago. So it's been sitting there for a month. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, that reminds me of, they had an article in the paper, oh, maybe a month ago, about a preschooler who went out into his playground at his school, and there was a interesting looking animal there. And his teachers thought it was a raccoon. And he was like 3 or 4 or something, and he said, "That's not a raccoon, that's a lemur." And they kept telling him, no, it's gotta be a raccoon. And he said, "No, it's a lemur, call a zoo." Called the zoo, and surely enough, someone had broken into the zoo, had set that lemur free for some unknown reason, and it had parked itself in that preschool. And so then the zoo people came and rescued it, and it was the event of the year, I am sure, at that school.
Yeah.
But the boy, if you ever want a lifetime membership to a zoo, report a missing animal.
Oh, God.
I think boy has a lifetime membership now.
Hello, Mort.
Hi, Mort. How are you this morning, Mort?
I'm good. I don't think you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
You can?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
So we'll start in like 30 seconds or something.
I'm taking the computer over to Karen here in a minute.
Oh, Karen, you brought Karen with you.
I'm going to bring me to Karen. we're walking to the yoga room. Or
You
I'm
have
walking.
a yoga room? That's wonderful.
It's more like a yoga spot.
Yoga spot.
It's a spot, not a room. Good morning.
Good morning. We have a nice blue sky day today.
We sure do.
Does anybody have any requests while we're getting ready to start?
Look, Tom's roaring to go. Doing warm up.
Well, we can start with just doing some, a few orbits while we're waiting maybe 10 more seconds to see if anybody else comes. Sweeping around the hips, and maybe I'll see if my music will start up. So we'll come into a standing position. I'll try not to get my head cut off. Try not to decapitate myself. Anchoring our feet in the earth. Imagining Mother Earth holding us up. And then if you haven't already, unless you're in a quiet house, muting is not a problem. But if you're in a noisy place, we'll need that mute on. If not, we'll be fine. Breathing and standing on the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. Connecting with the world on a psychic level. Keeping that channel open. So we're going to start today with snow, because I'm thinking we need a little bit more moisture. So we'll bring the hands to the heart. And then sweeping those arms out overhead. Twinkling those fingers all the way down as the arms come to the side and down to the ground. So we're going to stay here for just a breath or two. Loosening up that back and those glutes. And then we're going to grab a bushel of snow, carry it in our arms all the way up and coming over our heads, and then we're going to dump it on ourselves and sprinkle the hands and arms around and sprinkling down to the ground again. Hanging out here again for a couple of breaths. Trying to loosen that lower back. Grabbing a big pile of snow in your basket, bringing it in your arms and over the head. And once again, letting it fly, letting the fingers twinkle as we come down to the earth one last time. Rotating the hips from side to side. Bringing the hands together and coming upright with the hands on the thumbs are pressing into the heart. So it's like we're plugging into our hearts, getting that heart energy. And so we're actually going to construct a heart this morning. So we'll send our hands that are charged with that heart energy up, building those two top hills of the heart, and then circling around the body, and then coming down to the toes for the tail of the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. Bringing the hands together and slowly coming up back to the heart, plugging into the heart, Anahata chakra one more time. And while we're breathing in and out, we're going to charge that whole heart we built with caring and connection. Taking a deep breath in, and then on the exhale breath, we're going to pick that heart up and just release it into the sky, hopefully filled with hope and peace. So we're going to build one more heart. So starting by plugging into the heart, sending those hands upward and building those two hills in the top of the heart, circling the hands around, coming down to the feet, building that tail. So you built that whole heart. Bringing the hands slowly up to plug into our own hearts, to fill that heart we made with caring, connection, hope, peace. Filling up that heart with all those feelings. Then just as if we're releasing a dove, we're going to release that heart. So just releasing it into the air and bringing the hands back to the heart. So then we're going to do a little balancing, very little. So if you lose your balance easily, you can park yourself next to a chair or something you can hold on to. So we're going to start with the hands down by the side, and we're just going to lift the heels like maybe an inch or two. So you don't need to go up like a ballet dancer on top of the feet. So we're just going to inhale the feet up, just bringing those heels up maybe half an inch or so, and then exhaling them back down. So we're going to try that again. Inhaling the heels up and feeling the feet and legs working as we're coming up. Sometimes it helps if you focus on a point and come down. So next time as we come up, we're going to lift our left arm up. Just coming up a little bit. Breathing in and breathing out. Feeling those feet working. And then exhaling down. So I can't see your feet, so if this is hard, you don't have to do it. And then we're going to try it with the other foot. Inhaling and coming up a little bit and raising the other arm up. Breathing in and breathing out while those legs are working. And then exhaling, bringing that arm up. So this is kind of a brain body exercise. And then we're going to inhale up, bringing both heels off the ground, up into the air with the hands. No, we're not going to do that with the feet. Next life we'll do that. And then exhaling and coming back down. So then this time we'll do that once again, inhaling both arms up, lifting the heels just a bit, and then we're going to try to turn to one side. Woo! And turn back to center, and exhale back down. So that turning is really hard. So inhaling those arms up, and then we're going to try to turn to the other side. And turning towards the front and exhaling down. So I love these exercises because you can really feel your mind-body connection or unconnection, as the case may be. And sometimes in balance poses, we're always holding on to the wall. And so the brain is not working as hard to bring that balance into the body. And so these simple exercises help us to integrate that brain-body balancing. So then we're going to sink our feet into the earth and breathe in one more time. And then we're going to come into Karmasana. So Karmasana is the one where we bring both arms forward and then we send them back. So the hands are interlaced behind the body. So this is pulling the shoulders open, shining the heart, making sure that those shoulders are working the way we want them to. Inhaling and building our mountain up to the sky. And then we're going to exhale to the left. So I'm trying to bring my hands around the opposite side of the waist, and that is an arm stretch, a shoulder stretch. And we can look down at the earth. Inhaling and then coming up, and exhaling and gliding to the other side. So we're stretching the shoulders again and connecting with the earth. Inhaling back up to center. And once we get here, we'll take a deep inhale breath and we're going to exhale down in front. So nice long back as our head is sinking towards the feet. And then we can raise the arms again if you would like. Or you can leave those hands resting on the tailbone. Breathing as we're hung over. So the knees can be just a little soft. Inhaling and slowly rising up. So taking that time with the yoga as we inhale up to center, we'll exhale. And then we're going to inhale into a gentle back bend. So trying to keep that chin down because that chin wants to fly upwards. So keeping the chin tucked into the throat. And then inhaling and coming up. So then we'll go into the kneeling position. So bringing the arms up, I like to whirl around if I can do it and miss the lamp and come down. So I like coming down on my fist, but you can come down on your hands as well. We're bringing one knee down and then the other knee down. Coming into either a high kneel or a low kneel. So however your knees would like to do this. So bringing the hands to the heart. Breathing in and breathing out. So if you need to slip a blanket or something under the knees, you have time to do that. Once again, taking these hands up, forming snow-capped mountains, snowy mountain, which we have a few out there. Exhaling the arms down and behind the back, interlacing the fingers. So we're opening the chest once again. We're opening that heart. Once again, inhaling. And once again, we're going to glide to the side. Breathing in and breathing out. One can turn the neck and look at the earth. Facing forwards and then gliding back up to center. Exhaling to the other side. And turning the neck once again, seeing how the neck is doing today. Breathing up to center. And then we're going to dive forward. So when we do this, you can either have your hands clasped behind, or you can bring the hands down to the floor as we bring the very top of the head down to the mat. And again, we can raise the arms or let them rest. So this is almost a baby headstand, stimulating the brain. Breathing a couple of times as we energize the brain. Coming up with hands clasped or putting your hands into the floor. We'll release the hands and we're getting ready for a back bend. So putting one hand on the heel. So I have my toes curled behind me and we're building that star in front. So just following that light. Gentle back bend and bringing those hands together and they pass in this pose as the other hand goes back to the ankle and we construct that star, that shining light. Once again, always trying to keep our thoughts on that shining side. So then we're going to inhale back to center and we're going to do that baby headstand once again. So the hands will come down the body and kind of follow the legs. As we continue to bring the head down, bringing the crown and rooting it right into the earth. And we can hold on to those legs behind us. Breathing in and breathing out. So our bottoms are up. A high bottom on this one. And then either holding on to those legs with your hands or pushing the hands into the floor, coming up. Releasing the hands and then we're going to turn once again. So turning to one side, placing one hand on the heel. Shining on, shining that star. So every day we wake up and we try to be shiny and shining to others. And then we'll rise up. The hands will pass and we'll construct this star on the other side. Keeping the eye on that prize, keeping the eye in the positive, the thoughts in the positive tense. And then once again, coming to bringing my fist into the floor. And we're going to either walk each foot up or hop. Coming back into a standing pose. Bringing the hands to the heart. And breathing into our center. Breathing in, hope. Breathing in, peace. Breathing in, how can I be that eye of that hurricane? Is that possible? I think it is. So bring the arms and hands over the head into Snowy Mountain again. Bringing those hands back down and behind the body. And I'll try to save my head again on this one. Pulling those shoulders and heart open. So we're going to do this one more time, leaning to the side and looking at the earth. Taking a moment to remember all those wonderful living beings on the earth. Some of which we hope do not pass us today. Inhaling to center. There's always a few that you don't particularly care for. Breathing in and sliding to the other side, opening those shoulders. So doing it with gentleness. We don't want to pull anything. Being kind to self. Inhaling and coming up into our mountain pose again. And then exhaling and slowly coming down. Bringing the head towards the knees. Breathing in and breathing out. And then inhaling and slowly rising. Rising up into our mountains. We have a mountain range going today and all of our places. Breathing in again and bringing in that little back bend. Tucking the chin in so we don't strain the neck. Breathing in, breathing out. So then we'll come into the center again. Releasing the arms, and can I miss the lamp? Oh, barely. Coming down to earth on our fist or hands, coming up into a kneeling position. So in the kneeling position, we'll bring the hands back to the heart. Breathe in, and breathing out. And then we'll sweep those arms up above into Snowy Mountain kneeling. So I guess we're foothills today. And then we'll swing those arms behind us and interlace the hands. So as we interlace those hands, we're pulling those shoulders back gently with love. And once again, we'll glide to the side and look down at the earth. Remembering the many connections that we have with the earth. I have a friend in Asia, and she was sweating as we were talking on the phone. She said, "Oh, MJ, it is summer here all year round." Inhaling, coming up the center, and she was telling me how horrible it was. Exhaling, and then inhaling, and sliding to the side and exhale. So she was ready for cooler temps. Looking down at the earth. I was talking to someone yesterday who's from New Zealand, and he's singing on this CD I'm playing. He was saying there are no mammals. There's no native mammals on New Zealand. Inhaling to center, which I never knew. Breathing in, and now we're going to exhale, coming to the center. Bringing the crown of the head into the earth. So that our bottoms are up. So we're not down in child's pose. Bringing all those energies into the head as it meets the earth. And then inhaling and rising up. And as we rise up, we spread our wings and we turn to one side, hand on heel, building that star. Building that shining one, so we all need many shining ones in our lives to make it through each day. Need those friends. Inhaling up to center, and as we do that, we bring the hands together and they just rub against each other as they go back to their positions on this side. Inhaling. Gentle back bend, building that star. You need more shining ones in your toolkit. So that's really important. And having that light in our lives to guide us is important. Rising up with both arms. And then we're going to have the hands down by the sides, and they're going to follow our legs again. As we bring the crown of our head into the earth for one last time. Baby headstand. Integrating the brain, hopefully. And then holding on to the legs or pressing the hands into the mat. You can rise up, and we will do a camel one more time, following that star. Holding on to that brightness in our lives. All the things that are going well. Bringing those hands together in the front as we turn to the other side. Maybe sneaking a smile out. Coming up to the center. And here's where we're going to put our hands into the earth and jump back up. Coming up into a standing position. We're getting ready for warrior pose. I'm going to come back here so I don't chop off my head. So we're going to have one foot in the lead, one foot on an angle in the back, and in warrior pose, they're on the same line. So the pose we're going to do, the heel will be lined up to that arch in the back that's on a diagonal. So finding that foundation that is secure for you as you set yourselves up. Bringing the hands to the center. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling and sweeping those arms out into a T position and looking over that sword arm in front. And then exhaling that front knee. So finding your warrior two position. And I'm aiming my sword at the squirrel that is in the tree on the other side of my wall. Breathing in, breathing out. Feeding the wildlife in our neighborhoods is important. So many of them are disappearing, even the birds I've been noticing. Then inhaling that top arm up to the sky, the bottom arm down, and the knee is still bent. Being that sun warrior. So I hope everyone gets a chance to go outside today. It's so beautiful, blue sky day. Breathing and smiling as we're looking at the blue sky. And then exhaling, bringing that front arm down on top of that bent knee. And swinging and rainbowing the other hand over the head. So the arm can be straight or the arm can be bent. Breathing through this part of the pose. Dropping this arm down in front of the face so the fingers point to the floor and they continue all the way around. And we come up into our T pose again. Dropping the hands and connecting with the heart once again. Breathing in, breathing out. And once again, sweeping those arms out whenever you're ready. Exhaling into that front knee. Pressing both those feet into the earth. as the legs are lunging, but we're trying to maintain this vertical position in this pose as much as we can. Feeling that back hand so it doesn't wander down like it tries. And then we'll, oh, my squirrel is still there. Hi, honey. Raising that front arm up, the back arm goes down, and we find ourselves in Sun Warrior once again. I think we're all Sun Warriors here in the Rocky Mountains. Longing for those blue sky days. And a little snow would be nice. So dry. Now we're bringing that arm down, the elbow bent on the knee in front. Palm facing upwards towards the sky like a satellite dish. And rainbowing over the head. So in this pose, the head can be turned upward towards that blue sky. So we're always trying to bring that blue sky mind into our being. So once again, we'll drop this arm in front of the face, sweeping both arms up, and we're going to parallel the feet up and bring the hands to the heart. Breathing in, breathing out. Centering our being in that highest good that we carry in our minds and in our hearts. And then we're going to turn towards the other direction. So we'll be leading with the other foot this time. And we want to look at the feet and make sure that they're set up so the heel of that front foot is drawing a line all the way to the middle of that back foot, which is on a diagonal. So scooting our feet into position, bringing the hands to the heart, finding that heartfulness once again, breathing that in with caring, with hope, and then exhaling, sweeping those arms out into a T, exhaling into that front knee. Keeping those shoulders open, those shoulders back so that the heart is shining again. Gosh, the world needs it. We need it. Being the warrior who sends that message of hope, caring, and connection into the world. So essentially being that spiritual warrior. Breathing in and out. As we're gazing over that short arm. And then leading that arm up towards the sky, the back arm goes back to the knee. And we're looking up and connecting with that blue sky mind again. Breathing that into the mind, breathing that into the thoughts. Cleaning those thoughts up so that they don't require too much weeding later. And then exhaling that arm down, and it's going to rest right on that front lead leg, and the other arm's coming overhead. So we have a whole line of energy that comes up from that back foot. Comes up through the body, goes out towards the upper arm. So can you press that foot in and really feel that? Energy shooting up from that back leg. So once again, we're going to drop the arm in front, the hands going towards the floor. And it's going to bring us right back up. As we come up, we're dropping the hands and checking them into the heart one more time. Thinking lovely thoughts of something you laughed about this week. Inhaling those arms, sweeping them out to the sides. Looking over that sword arm again with determination and that inner courage to stay positive and bending into that front knee. Taking on that spirit of the spiritual warrior. I will remain hopeful. I will remain connected. So there's so many wonderful things happening during this difficult time. And those are the things we want to remember. So keeping our eye on the prize. Then we're going to raise the front arm up, the back arm down into Sun Warrior. I love the sun, but I would love to have a little bit more moisture. Breathing in, centering the mind, centering the body. And then we're going to bring that hand down with the elbow bent on that front leg. And the other arm goes over the body and over the head. And so there's a slight movement of the neck as we try to look up at the ceiling and actually beyond the ceiling into that blue sky. Connecting with those infinite possibilities which are waiting for us. Breathing in, breathing out. And dropping that rainbow arm as the fingers start to scan the earth, coming around and lifting both arms. So as we do this, we parallel the feet up. We can bring in the heels, the toes, the heels, the toes, the heels, the toes, until we're back in mountain pose. Stable like the mountain, seeing for miles and miles. Crows making a bird's nest in your hair. Hearing the wind blowing between the trees in the Rocky Mountains. The wind's blowing through our minds, keeping them clear. So then we're going to release our hands and come down to the ground so we can whirl down. Am I going to miss the lamp? Yay! Come whirl down to the ground again, placing our fists or hands in the earth, coming down. So while we're here, we'll bring the soles of our feet together. Bringing the hands on top of the feet or under the feet. Just giving the feet and legs a rest. Seeing if we have any dust bunnies on our feet today. No, they look pretty good. Rounding the back. Coming in touch with our inner turtles. So the turtle takes its home with it wherever it goes and has that stability, has that place to escape to when things are not going well. And how can we be in touch with that in our minds and hearts? Keeping that connection open and not filled with news or bad news or keeping our positive gas tanks full. Inhaling and slowly coming up into seated mountain. Trying to, again, open the shoulders, put our heads into the sky. So first we're going to do some lateral. So I'm going to bring my hand to the side and bring the other hand over. And I might even try to come down on that arm, stretching to the side. Beautiful day. Feeling that stretch along the waist, pressing those hips, pressing those sitting bones into the earth, feeling that stretch all the way down below the waist in the hip. Inhaling, one arm up, both arms up and down. Oh, hello, chair. Coming down on the other side, bringing one arm to the one side and one arm over. So we're pressing those sitting bones into the earth to make that stretch work a little bit more dynamically for us. And sometimes you can get all the way down to the ground on your forearm. Sometimes not, so we want to be gentle, finding a way that works for the body. Once again, we'll bring this arm up, the other will follow as we come down and do this one more time on each side. Leaning to the side, I saw a picture of a burrowing owl do this. Oh my gosh, those guys can get in the strangest positions. An owl living in the earth. Who would have thunk it? So I guess we're being burrowing owls today. Inhaling both those wings up, coming down slowly on the other side. Coming up into center, and so once we are in the center, we're actually going to bring our hands to our shoulders and make shoulder spirals. So building those spirals on the walls of your living rooms or yoga rooms. Starting with a small spiral and eventually getting larger. Bringing that spiral into the back, into the shoulders. Trying to bring those elbows together in the front will really stretch. Take that stretch into the shoulder, into the back. Making those ginormous circles. And then we're going to change directions and go the other way. So starting with those ginormous circles again. Trying to move towards the center when we come around front. Listening to those muscles. Making those spirals smaller as we come to a close of building those petroglyphs. And bringing the hands to the knees. So once again, we'll breathe in. Breathe out. So then we can please take the neck and maybe just send it over to the left side as far as it feels comfortable stretching. And then we're going to take that same arm, and we're not pressing, we're just laying the hand on the ear. So we'll just give us a little bit of pressure. So stretching the opposite muscles in the neck. So sometimes I like to pinch a little piece of skin in my neck to invite it to loosen up. Just kind of kneading the neck a little bit. In case we're hiding little pockets of tension there that we didn't know about. And then we'll release that hand. And then we'll try to do it with the neck on the other side. So resting our head as much as we can towards the other shoulder. And then we're going to bring that arm out and just rest that hand on the ear. And if you would like, you could knead the neck and shoulders. I like to go down into the shoulders a little bit. On this side of the body. Because it's saying, me too, me too. So pulling these muscles. And then raising this head up. So then we're going to take the fingers and interlacing them, sliding them behind the head and onto the neck. And so we're going to take our butterfly and bring those wings together as much as we can and press the neck into those hands. Pressing and then opening the wings and releasing. We'll do this a couple more times. Exhaling, trying to bring the elbows together, pressing the neck into those hands behind us. At the same time, we can sing, please release me, let me go. Opening the butterfly wings and then going for it one more time. Pressing the length of the neck into those hands, backwards, and then opening those wings and opening the hands. So then we're going to do one last thing for the neck, and that involves bringing the legs out in front and putting them in a V shape. And then we're bringing those hands behind the body. And then we're going to do this. Dropping the head completely back. Breathing in, breathing out. Just letting the neck relax. So this is a little bit of a neck bend. And just relaxing the neck. So, and then while we're still sitting down, we're going to get up. So coming up into tabletop and then pushing ourselves up, we're going to come to a wall near and dear to us to do tree, or you could try to do that in the middle of the floor or with a furniture prop. So many possibilities. Coming over to the wall, finding your stable place to be and maybe sliding one arm up the wall. So in tree pose, we can either have that outside foot resting on top of the base leg, or you can bring that foot up above the knee, preferably, or below the knee. And we're bringing the knee to the side. So Vrikshasana is a hip opener. So it's opening this hip to the side. And then we're bringing both the arms up and embodying the shape of our friend tree. So you can bring your hand away from the wall if you feel secure in doing that. So I've read in a couple of articles and books how scientists have learned from studying various tree tribes that when there's one member of the tribe who is sick, the trees will send it literally good vibes, good nutrients, whatever it needs through their roots. So they do communicate through their roots. They, of course, drink through their roots. So we're here being the tree, sending good things to our fellow tree tribe members. And then we'll bring our hands together over the head and down the body to the heart again. And then bringing that leg down, bringing that trunk down and turning to the side. And we're going to build our tree on this side. So coming next to the wall and perhaps running one hand up or putting a hand on the chair. And then once again, deciding if we're going to put the ball of the foot in front, which some people like, below the knee or above the knee. We just want to make sure we're not putting pressure on the knee. And I like to take this outside hand and make sure that that knee is pointing to the opposite wall. So I get those opening the hip benefits. And then whenever you're ready, we'll take this branch up with the other branch. And embody that spirit of the tree that gives, not only gives shelter to all, but supports its other tree friends and neighbors by sending nutrients and probably other things through their root systems. I would love to know if they just speak with other and communicate with other trees in their species, or if this is something they do with cross-species trees. So if you know anything, let me know. And then we'll bring those hands together and down to the heart and bring that trunk down, and we'll come all the way down to the earth once again. So while we are here, we will raise those arms up and turn towards the side and put the opposite arm on the knee, planting the other far behind us in Mother Earth, and twisting the body around the belly looking behind us, and pretend you're in the park. Seeing those other trees, other humans playing in the park, walking their dogs. Twisting out our troubles, twisting out our worries, and seeing them just leave the body, leaving the mind. Raising those arms up to the sky, so we're plugging into the sky and turning, and then we're going to hit the other side. So opposite hand on the knee, bringing the other hand behind us into the earth. Looking at the shoulder on this side, and imagining our tree friends, our bird friends. Still have chickadees in my front yard. I'm grateful for them. Grateful for the blue jays that come and eat the nuts I put out for them every day. So how can we help our global family? Inhaling both those arms back up and over the head. And then we're going to bring them down on our mats and kind of walk the hands a little bit away from the body and come down. Stretching the back once again. So you can see where you feel this stretch. So while we're here, we're going to actually walk these hands further in front of us and come into a cat-cow, into tabletop. With our starfish fingers, so I like to put my hands a little bit higher, not right under the armpits. And then have the knees hip width apart. And so while we are here, we'll do a few cat-cows, which is inhaling, keeping that neck nice and long. So we're kind of looking down, building that belly, and exhaling and pushing the back a little bit down towards the knees. Taking notes on your comfort level in the knees, coming back up. Inhaling and building that belly in the back. Exhaling. And as that exhale breath comes, coming down to the knees. So we'll do this 1 or 2 more times, coming up into tabletop. Inhaling into that belly, nice long neck. Exhaling and pushing back. Kind of like coming into child's pose. And then we'll do this 1 more time. Inhaling, making that belly in the back, and then doming the back. And coming down. So then next, as we come back into the tabletop once again, is we're going to take one knee to the arm in front and then swing the leg out behind. And I'm going to let you do this 4 or 5 times while I fix my music. So this helps to stretch the back as well, to relax the back, bringing that movement on the hip, the knee, hitting that front arm, comes into the back, that motion. Bringing that knee down, and then we're going to do the same on the other side. Inhaling as the knee comes to your arm, exhaling as the leg is swinging back. So having that little duet breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Doing it a few more times. And then we'll come into child's pose, whatever version is best for you. Coming into child's pose and just taking some yogic breaths. Remembering to honor life. And then we're going to come on to our tummies. So coming right onto the stomach, onto the floor. Stacking the hands underneath the forehead. Just taking a couple of breaths here and feeling all those organs in your thoracic cavity just relaxing and melting into the earth. So they're getting a little gentle massage right here. And they love this. So you can almost, you can almost feel those organs going, ah. In my body, it's pretty significant. So then we're going to move into locust. So the first position we're going to try is stretching one arm in front of us and the opposite leg. So we're stretching one arm, one leg behind, lifting them off the floor, breathing. I'm not bringing my first aid kit to your houses, so you must continue breathing. And then exhaling the leg down, bringing the hand underneath the forehead. And taking a couple more yogic breaths as we relax those parts of the body that we're stretching. And then we're going to try it on the other side. So stretching the other arm ahead of us. Stretching the opposite leg. Lifting those two up. Breathing. So the hips are, the abs are still in the floor. We're just lifting those opposite limbs. And then we'll bring that leg down, bringing both the hands underneath the forehead. And relaxing those muscles. Taking that exhale breath and sending it to those limbs. So for the next round, we're going to lift both the arms in the front, and that's it. So inhaling in, nice long neck, lifting both those arms. We're flying. Like we're super friends to the rescue. Breathing in, breathing out. If you're not smiling yet, you can smile now. Bringing in that smile mudra, and then we're going to slide the hands back underneath the forehead. And rest the forehead in those hands. Breathing in, relaxing the body, breathing out. Finding finding your place of contentment. So sometimes happiness is not always possible, but contentment can always be found. So next we're going to try lifting both legs. So with your hand still in your, on top of your, I'll get this in a minute, hands still supporting the head. We're going to lift both the legs. Working those abs, working those hips. Breathing in, breathing out. And then when you're ready, bringing those legs down, resting the head. So the last step, of course, is obvious. So we're going to lift both the arms in front of us and both the legs behind us. Coming up with all the limbs are coming up. And now we are flying locusts. Locusts are very tribal, you never see one. They're all about the community. Breathing in, breathing out, and then bringing everything down. So we'll take a few breaths before we try that one more time. So being careful to listen to those muscles and the wisdom in those muscles as they're all ironing out right now and resting. And then whenever you're ready, we'll inhale those arms up first and then the legs. Nice long neck. Imagine that we're flying through that clear blue sky to that cornfield over the hill. Here we go. Breathing in, breathing out. One more breath in, one more breath out. And then we'll bring the legs down, bring the hands underneath the forehead again. And we're going to puddle into the earth. Breathing in, breathing out. So then we're going to move from the locust position into a seated position. So maybe coming up into tabletop and then swinging your legs around for a yoga mudra. So once you are in a comfortable cross-legged position, we're going to imagine that we're all on the riverbank and the river is flowing right here in front of us. Let's see, should we decorate it with ducks? Yes. Mallards, females. So we're going to take our hands and stretch them all the way around, and we're putting the right hand around the left wrist and growing tall. So here we are in the foothills again. Imagining that we're all foothills. Inhaling up, lengthening the body, and then exhaling, folding from the hips, and seeing how far they will let you go. Stopping at some point, taking a breath or two, squeezing that wrist, which the meridians in that wrist, the left wrist, come all the way up into the heart. Inhaling, coming up, slowly, 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 slowly. And I like to flex those shoulders back gently with gentleness. Inhaling and rising up. Long neck, imagining your foothill in. Here we go. Exhaling and diving down. Just going down to what's comfortable for you. Not listening to the ego. We all have friends that listen to the ego a little bit too much. Inhaling and rising up. How can we listen to that higher voice within us? Exhaling. Growing tall. And here we go again. Nice long neck. Gently flowing forwards like the river. And all of us, the hips and back will just let us go a certain distance, so honoring that. Stopping at that point, which is best for you, and breathing a couple times, and then inhaling and rising back up. Squeezing that left wrist, which leads to heartfulness, leads to kindness, flexing the shoulders back. Lengthening the head towards the blue sky and then diving down again. A lot of the diving birds have, I wonder where they go. A lot of the diving birds are not here during the winter. Inhaling and coming up. Squeezing that left wrist. Flexing the shoulders back, and let's journey downwards again. Going down, down, down. Listening to the hips, not pushing the body further than the hips will allow. Respecting those hips. Inhaling and coming up. Squeezing that left wrist, and we'll go down one more time. Exhaling, diving down. Nice straight back, nice straight neck. Taking a couple of breaths and then inhaling and rising. And then we'll release those hands and bring them around to our hearts once again. Breathing into that heart space. And while we're here, we're going to do the same heart yoga that we did at the beginning of the class, only we're doing it foothill style. So we're connecting those thumbs, plugging into the heart, and then sending this mudra up into the sky, opening it, building that heart, building those first two hills, coming down to the earth. And so the hands come together down here. And imagining that our heart is filled with hope, filled with connection, filled with peace. And then bringing those hands gently up to the heart. We're going to imagine that we're sending this heart into the world again, so we'll let it fly. Releasing it into the world, and then we'll build one more. So plugging into the heart. Inviting that heart energy that we all have to fill the heart that we're going to build next. Coming up and building those two hills. Coming down, 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 and bringing the palms together near our feet. Completing that heart construction. Bringing those hands back to the heart. And filling our heart shape again with kindness, caring, contentment, hope. And so we're going to take that heart and send it off into the world once again. So then we'll, we're coming into deep relaxation. So then we'll come on to our mats into Shavasana. Finding a comfortable position to puddle into the earth. Maybe it's on the back, maybe it's on your side, maybe it's on the couch. Maybe it's in a chair. So asking the body, so many times a day we tell our bodies what to do. So here in yoga class, we ask the bodies what they would like. So asking the body how it would like to rest and relax today. As we breathe in and breathe out. And with each exhalation, trying to relax more deeply. How can I release a little bit more? So maybe I'll be relaxing a little bit more on this exhalation. My body, inhaling, and on the next exhalation, releasing a little bit more with the mind. So the body follows the mind. So releasing mental worries and troubles, which sometimes end up in little pockets of our body as well. So we're trying to let all those things rising up from the body, allowing you to be free. All those entanglements. Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam Kevalam, Baba Nam. Kevalam, Bhavanam, Kevalam, Bhavanam, Bhavanam, Kevalam, Bhavanam, Kevalam, Bhavanam, Kevalam, Bhavanam. Kevalam, Bhavanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam Kevalam, Babanam, Babanam Kevalam, 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 Babanam Kevalam. Namaskar, everyone who came to class today. Thank you, and I hope that you keep your thoughts towards the light this week. Thank you for coming. We have a minute or two before I close out this session. Would we like to chat a little bit?